Kia ora tātou, nau mai haere mai, and welcome to our council meeting of Wednesday the 25th of November 2020. Councillors, order of business today, we have first apologies, and I would like to put Councillor Petrinas' apologies in for lateness. I'll look to move those. Seconded by the Deputy Mayor, and I'll ask you to vote, please. That is passed, 14 votes for and none against. I'll just go back to where I should have started, which is around health and safety. So, explain that this meeting is being recorded on the Council's website. In terms of health and safety, this is exits are listed with the green signs, and in the unlikely event of an emergency, we follow the staff to outside the Council chambers downstairs. It is a non-smoking facility, and we have a defibrillator, and toilets are, and first aid are in the link span as you entered. We now have number 2, which is notification of any additional items. I haven't been notified of any. Number 3 being declarations of interest, and I'll open that up. Deputy Mayor.
Mr Mayor, just note an interest in item 15, and I will withdraw from participating in that one.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other?
I'll be withdrawing from the same
Councillor Beattie? Councillor Bowen? Okay, thank you for the same reasons. All right. We move now to number 4, which is the investiture ceremony of the Deputy Mayor. And I'd now like to welcome and introduce Wiremu Te Aweawe. Wiremu.
Kia ora, ino tātou, let us bow our heads in prayer. He hone re krore ki te atua, he manganong ki te whenua, he whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Hanga ki te atua ngā kauhau, I roto, I tēnā mātou, whakitungu te waru tapu, he awhine tutuhu mātou, ake, amene. Tēnā koe here to worship.
Kia ora.
Ngā iwi ngā hau e whā, the League of Nations, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui, kia koutou. Nei rā mātou toropu kurau ake nei raru e te koro ai o tarangi Māori e, ki te kaua nei ki rungi te kaupapa o te rā. Hutia te reto o tarekeke. Ke he te komako e ko, karere ki uta, karere ki tai. Ki mai ki o, he hea te menu i o te au mā kui ki atu, he tangata, he council. Just a brief translation, Mr Mayor, as you know I'm about to do. I had a very interesting morning this morning. I was invited to a prayer meeting of different churches in Palmerston North, and they decided to have it at Te Maraeo Hine. And as you know, I'm always up at 5 in the morning, yes, right. But the prayer meeting was at 6:30. It was pouring down rain, it was freezing, and they still had about 40 to 50 people turn up. And Mr Mayor, it was good to hear them praying for the Mayor, praying for the City Councillors, praying for the new Deputy Mayor. And I thought, this is interesting. It was good to see people with their hearts with wishing people well. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou koutoa. And just on a thing, doesn't the young lady look lovely today? Much better looking than you, Mr Mayor. Kia ora. E gloria manangongo ki te whenua whakaro pai e ki ngā tangata tatoa ake ake ake, amine, te atua, te perenga, tōku oranga, tōku oranga. Aroha mai, Mr Mayor. On behalf of Rangatani, it's certainly a privilege to be asked and share in this great ceremony we have this morning. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Kia ora, Wiramu. Thank you very much for your mihi and your blessing. Kia ora tātou, nau mai, haere mai. Rangatira, ta Papiaoia o Manawatu, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Look, it's a special time today for Councillor Rutherford, the investiture ceremony of the Deputy Mayor and presentation of the chains. I've done a little bit of due diligence on Alicia, and she probably won't want to hear some of this, but this is a bit of background on her, courtesy of her family. So Alicia grew up in Ashurst, and what do you call an Ashurst person? An Ashurstite? Or is an Ashurstite? Anyway, Palmerstonian, because Ashurst is very much part of Palmerston North. And Alicia is a Palmerstonian through and through. Went to Ashurst School and Palmerston North Girls High, and still lives in Ashurst today. And I look, Ashurst to be very proud of your achievements today. She's married to Liam, and Liam's here with their two children, Max, who's 3, and Millie, who's 1. They're very much part of the chamber, and we've seen them many times. Her parents, Peter, who's here today, and Gayleen Knight, are well known to many people in Ashurst. Peter, of course, former New Zealand policeman, and was the Ashurst community constable there. Also, Gayleen's been very involved with the school, so serving and volunteering are very much in the DNA. First elected to council in 2013, and with a few of us in that rohi, and currently in her 3rd term on council. She's the city's youngest councillor and continues to be. Strong background in youth and volunteering work. Some of her previous roles have included being an au pair, a youth worker, a recreation development worker, but he also has governance experience on Board of Trustees at Ross Intermediate and chairperson of Camellia House. And what a wonderful job that organisation does in our community. Plenty of volunteering experience, and it's Alicia's belief that we should all do that for the needs of our local community. 10 years with Aharanui Hospice, 11 years with the Palmy Youth Network. Liam and Alicia have also founded a food drive and coordinated that, I think, for nearly 7 years, donating food and helping stock up our local food banks. They've also fostered kids for 5 years, and she's a JP as well. Entrepreneurial spirit runs through too, and she owns a small business where she sews and stocks children's products. On council, Alicia is very passionate about honouring our commitment to the Treaty of Waitangi and hugely supportive of our iwi aspirations, as we all are. Her favourite project has been, though, bikes in schools, and very proud of what has happened there. Can the Mayoress turn off her phone, please? And recently it was great to see our 10th school's facilities and track being opened, and with Stephen Suter at Awapuni School. She chairs the Council's Busy Planning and Strategy Committee and also the Hearings Committee as Deputy Chair of Council and the Committee of Council. Has a wide committee membership like all councillors do, and is included, and these include the Infrastructure Committee, Environment Sustainability Committee, the Economic Development Committee, the Community Development Committee, is also on the CE's Performance Review Panel and the Manawatu District Palmerston North City Joint Strategic Planning Committee. Appointments to outside organisations include Local Government New Zealand's Zone 3 Central New Zealand region and is part of the Palmerston North Transport Services Advisory Group, and as an alternate for the Mayor is on the Horizons Regional Transport and Regional Chiefs committees. So a lot of committees there. But Alicia, in summary, I congratulate you on becoming our new Deputy Mayor, and as your predecessors, it's an important role in our city. You are now the Deputy Leader, and we complement each other's skill sets well, and we must work together, which we do. So kia kaha, go well, and really look forward to seeing you blossom in the Deputy's role. Nō reira, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you. Right, the chains.
Ena mana, ena reo, tēnā koutou katoa. He mihi ki atua, nā mea katoa. Rangi tānei, te mana whenua, tēnā koutou katoa. He tangata tiriti aho. Mr. Mayor, e te kahika, tēnā koea. Ka mihi ki tōko whānau, mō tō aroha, tō manaaki, tō tautoko, mai ena wā katoa. Mr. Mayor, I know we have a great team around this table and a wealth of experience and skills. Thank you for your confidence in me with your decision to appoint me Deputy Mayor. It's a great privilege and one that I don't take lightly. To my colleagues, thank you for your support over the past few weeks. I'd like to acknowledge my family, some of whom are here this morning. My parents are significant influences in my life. They've taught me from a young age that we should actively contribute and play our part in our community, that if we can meet the needs locally, then we should. That mentality has been a huge factor in the roles I've taken up on my journey so far. To my husband Liam, you are literally the greatest person I know. You inspire me, you challenge me, you are my biggest supporter and my best friend. There is absolutely no way I could or would want to do any of this without you. To Max and Millie, the coolest kids that we could ask for. You've both been born into this world where council has played a huge part of our life. You've spent your first 6 months here, tagging along to meetings, events, and public events as well. You're often waiting on me to finish a conversation, finish sending emails. We spend weekends jumping between events, travelling around town, checking out new parks, facilities, or walkways. It's likely quite a different childhood to your peers. But you've also grown up in a community that has an amazing library, great pools, playgrounds and green spaces, and a city with a fabulous museum and people making decisions with your future in mind. And Amelia, the second mum to our kids. We definitely couldn't make this work without you. You keep our household running, our kids happy and safe, and we're so grateful that you're part of our whānau. I also want to acknowledge former Deputy Mayor Tangi Utikere, who's done a great job for us over the past 4 years. He lifted the bar and put an incredible effort in. I've got big shoes to fill and I'm excited for the challenge. I am humbled and excited to be taking on the role of Deputy Mayor. I want to use this as an opportunity to be clear about what you can expect from me. For the past few years, we've seen a solid working relationship between the Mayor and Deputy Mayor, and it's my intention that that continues. I'll be basing myself here during the week to ensure that I can support the office of the Mayor. We don't have to look too far across the country to see what happens when we don't have strong, unified leadership. That doesn't mean that we agree on every issue, but it does mean that we work constructively to find collective solutions and engage in robust debate. We have some big challenges facing us in the coming years, but equally some big opportunities. We are well positioned with a diverse mix of voices making decisions. We are connected across the city, and we have a broad range of skills and experience to serve our community well. I am proud to be a part of this team. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Councillors and public, before we break, would anybody else like to make any comments? Forever hold your peace. All right. Kia ora, everybody. We will now adjourn the meeting till 22:10, and I invite you all next door into the Gwayang Lounge for some light refreshments. Thank you.